Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. My name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us as we are here Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time, sharing knowledge and things that you can put in your toolbox to help you choose a better health journey for yourself and your family. And together, as we're working on ourselves and our community, our families, we work on our communities and around the world. We can make an impact on the lives and health of our world, this earth. Well, folks, we are a resource for an amazing community. So if somebody specifically said, hey, check out this show, check out this doctor, make sure that you get back with them. They are your point of contact. Like I said, we are a resource for an amazing community. We want to make sure that those who refer within our community have the individuals that they refer get right back with them. So get back with them, text them, say, hey, I'm on, I'm listening. And this is what I like most about what I'm hearing. How can I get started? So folks, there are a lot of things that we could do as empowered individuals. And you're going to be learning today, hearing today about how two celebrities found the importance of what we share here with the program Daily with Doc, and more specifically, Dr. Joel Wallach. Now, Dr. Wallach started out as a young boy having some issues, and he found solutions. So he has been finding solutions to things going on within health for decades. In fact, about 7 decades and a half. And that ability to find solutions put him in college, working in a pathology lab, getting a Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences, going on to become a doctor of veterinary medicine, which through his work in the pathology lab and the reports and findings that he found, got him invited to be a lead pathologist on an expedition to save the white rhino through an NIH grant that Merlin Perkins of Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom was part of. He spent 2 years in Africa, and after the 2 years in Africa, they called him back to the United States to find even more solutions to problems that were going on around the world in zoos with bears and liver cancer. He found the problem, created the solution, and then it just happened that there were no more new cases of bears coming down with liver cancer. He also was part of the NASA research at the Yerkes Primate Center, working with the rhesus monkeys, where he found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis, which was said to be one human and two genetic. Not only did he prove that it was not just a human disease, he also proved that it was not genetic. And he exposed what the problem was. Well, they didn't like that, so they fired him. And he went on then, that opened up a door for him to explore more of what he is able to teach, and started teaching nutrition at a naturopathic college in Oregon. Not only did he teach nutrition at that college, he then decided to become a naturopathic physician so that he could also make recommendations legally for us humans. So through all of his work, he has also spent time in Qishan, China, where he did 1,700 autopsies on children 10 years old and younger who suddenly died. He found the cause, and it had to do with the mineral deficiency in the soil that just was not there. He also found a solution. This has led him to be able to help millions of people around the world in different communities. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. He has, as you're going to hear in today's program, has proven that there are no genetic diseases, and that the science of epigenetics is a big factor, folks, in the outcome of our health story. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege as the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health and the hostess of Daily with Doc and Becca to bring to the screen with me Dr. Joel Wallach. Dr. Wallach, hello and welcome to Daily with Doc.
Okay, well, thank you, Rebecca, and thank you, team. It's always good to be with you. And, going through a lot of my mail and so forth, and have all these questions, where did you learn this? Where did you learn that? And so forth. People are wondering how one little guy like me had so much information. Well, I was blessed, okay? I was blessed with being in such a position where I was meeting people from all over the world and so forth. And one of the things that I probably haven't talked about enough is I've got 25 best-selling books, okay? The one that I want to talk about today is the Wallach Revolution, okay? Thank you. And the reason why I want to talk about the Wallach Revolution today, I want to talk about some very, very, what should I say, terrible diseases that have been, what should I say, problems for the medical profession. They just couldn't prevent them or get rid of them. They could reduce some symptoms with cortisone and that sort of stuff, but they never could prevent it or repair it. They do surgeries and give you artificial limbs and all this kind of stuff. And people were kind of weary of that, okay? Well, the blessing I had a lot of blessings. One of them was I was able to connect with two very famous people. Pat Boone, legendary movie star, okay? He was also a great, great, great entertainer from the stage. He worked with all kinds of programs around the world. Pat Boone, and then also a guy by the name of Danny Glover. And Danny Glover, okay? And he also had personal issues when he was a kid. and had trouble with them. We were able to get rid of them for him as an adult. And guess what? These two guys, we would go to the same events and lecture. And before I lectured at the same events they did, I would get 10, 15, 20 people come to my meetings and everything. I was quite excited about that. You know, farmers and people who worked in factories and things and school teachers and stuff. But when I went with Pat Boone and Dana Glover, I'm seeing 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people at a meeting, okay, with those guys. And it's one of those things where it's an amazing story. Well, it all came out in a book 15 years ago. The book came out 15 years ago. It's called The Wallach Revolution, The Wallach Revolution. And Pat Boone was asked if he wanted to participate, and he said, yeah, I'll write a foreword for the book. So he read the book, you know, the manuscript, and he came up with his foreword. It's about 2.5 pages kind of thing, not big, but it kind of gets there. Let's see here. Okay, over many years, I'm reading now out of his foreword. Over many years, I've frequently become aware of new products, new approaches, new discoveries about ingredients and that promise steady, dependable health. Even though I've always been strong and healthy, I tried a lot of things, okay, just on the chance that they might make me even better. And trouble is, when you're already well, it's hard to tell if you're getting any benefit. But I've tried many and eventually discontinued almost all of them. Sound familiar? Okay, now here's what he said. My most recent exception, I'm going to pass on that one. I'll pass on that one. Okay, here we go. Although I've been taking supplements right and left for over 60 years, I eventually ran all the meniscus cartilage off of my knees. I actually began to carry a cane with me, especially when I would take long walks through the airports and concourses, couldn't run anymore, had to give up my beloved tennis matches. I had my left knee partially replaced with excellent results, but then my right knee began to pain and inhibit me like the left had. And I felt that I had to have it replaced totally, perhaps totally. Then a year ago, which is 15 years ago now, 15 years ago, I saw and heard Dr. Wallach on the Christian TV show, This Is Your Day, with Benny Hinn. And I was always fascinated, about him, but he talked about his approach to all our human ailments through natural ingredients, vitamins and minerals. I heard him telling of people who healed of impossible seemingly diseases like cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, heart disease, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What really interested me, now I'm quoting Pat Boone now, what really arrested my attention was his account of convincing former Atlanta Mayor Andy Young, not to have his knees surgically replaced. Instead, really going full out on Wallach's nutritional program, ingesting all 90 essential nutrients and vitamins. His research had identified, Dr. Wallach reported that after a number of months on his regimen, new tissue was formed in Young's knees, and he never had to have the surgery. Okay. I found the way to contact Joel Wallach, and this 75-year-old young man, so this is, again, was 15 years old, drove to my house and some of his products, gave them to me and left me to embark on this program. At that point, I was having lots of trouble walking, usually with a pronounced limp and considerable discomfort. I started Youngevity's products quite faithfully at first, although admittedly takes more discipline and regularity than just taking a few vitamins and minerals. I noticed that some improvement right away. Went back to playing singles tennis at least once a week. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I still live a very busy, overcommitted life. Sometimes, especially when I travel, I get a little lax. Some days I forget and put off taking my supplements, my longevity supplements, as faithfully as Dr. Wallach recommended. I admit that I pay the price when I don't take them for a couple of days. And some aches and pains, after 3 hours of just singles tennis session again against a fellow competitor, I thought, well, most of the time, nobody would think I have a problem. But there are times when they notice me favoring this. But, and this is what I'm writing about, it's very clear to me that if I hadn't been taking the longevity nutrients for over a year now, and remember, this is 15 years ago, even though I'm not constantly faithful as I intend, I would have to have my knees replaced. Okay, I didn't even think about it, a cane. I had to have my knees replaced, okay? And then if I could get back to prescribed regimen Dr. Wallach put me on, I'll likely never have to have my surgery. I won't need it. The Bible says there is a way that seems right to a man, but it leads to death, and my people perish for lack of knowledge. I'm confident, based on my experience now with Wallach, that Dr. Wallach's way leads to healthy and longer life. Why not stay with him? Well, as I go to the next section, Pat Boone, okay, and let's see here, Pat Boone and Danny Glover, we spent many, many years on the road doing things, and it came out in this book. Okay, this is the afterword, the last chapter in the book by Danny Glover. Dr. Joel Wallach is a natural treasure, is a national treasure, a health educator and leader who I have the privilege of knowing. From childhood, I appreciate the critical role nutrition is maintaining good health. Wallach's fundamental message therefore came to me as his zeal, okay, in causing that message to reach people of the world over, helping all, is truly exceptional and inspirational. As a young man, I suffered from epilepsy, which I have not experienced since my mid-30s. I attribute my success in overcoming epilepsy to my efforts to achieve, maintain good health. If there were to have given up on my personal efforts to stay healthy, given the ravages of that disease, it would have been a continuing handicap. We each have to take responsibility for our own health. We have to seek out what works best for us. Okay, so many try to tell us what we need to do, especially minorities are genetically different, possessed of inferior genes. They explain why certain of us suffer from illnesses that like sickle cell anemia, cardiovascular disease, and so forth. That view is old and repugnant. It produces brutal acts of degenerates, okay, dysgenetics, like in the Nazi Germany, but it still lingers on. I salute Dr. Wallach for making the falsity of that view, the gene theory. Well, it turned out that Danny Glover, Pat Boone, and I, we were on the same programs around North America, Canada, and the United States. And we would meet maybe a day or two beforehand and go to some farms, okay? And we'd meet after the events and go to some farms. And so these two guys have been great in getting the message out there that we need to be taking our 90 essential nutrients. And the back, I don't know, 5 or 6 pages, 8 pages, whatever it is the inventory of books, okay? My 25 best-selling books, and it tells you a little bit about each book, what the book tells you about, gives you the prices and so forth. And so everybody should have access to this book, okay? In 1982, Wallach switched his focus to human biology, okay, and became a naturopathic physician. He had found that there are 90 essential nutrients that your body must consume, blah, 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 blah. So at any rate, I want everybody to get a hold of this book, The Wallach Revolution. and see everything that Pat Boone and Danny Glover have said, and then get a hold of that flip chart. The flip chart in this little book, The Wallach Revolution, is a great combination. It's easy to carry with you in a briefcase, covers lots of territory, there's lots of diseases. We know how to prevent reverse diseases that doctors haven't been able to come to, like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, those kinds of things. All the diseases are by the 12 pairs of cranial nerves being secreted by the approach of the skull. And these are talked about, again, in the flip chart, and also it's all in your head, the book is all in your head. And then we have the book Epigenetics, we have the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie. These are part of that 25 different best-selling books we have to save humanity, okay? And so please, 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 this is a holiday coming up. Give these books of information, how to prevent these diseases if it's in your family, because they're not genetic. If you take all the proper nutrients, stay away from all the bad stuff, you'll never get these diseases, even though everybody in your family's got it. They're not genetic. So I urge you to get this information and make these books and CDs and DVDs a holiday gift, a birthday gift, okay? This can be done at churches, it can be done at homes, this can be done at restaurants, and so forth. And I just get so excited about this because we have saved literally millions of people. It's literally saved millions of people over the past, I'd say 75 years. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Rebecca, and just let you, I know you had some things you want to discuss too.
Absolutely, Dr. Wallach. And one thing I just wanted to point out is Danny Glover said, Dr. Wallach has added a new dimension to my life. Dr. Wallach has advanced my capability to become the best I can be. And as much as I think I've ever learned from Dr. Wallach, I know that I have a lot more to learn from him in the future. So, Doc, that's
heavy duty stuff. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, so that is heavy duty stuff. The fact that they heard you on a program that they found or somebody shared with them changed their lives.
Yeah, and of course, I was speaking at some of these events, and they were speaking at the events, and they heard me speak, and then I heard them speak, and then we got together at the lunch hour and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then I know Danny Glover, he hosted you himself a few times there in Ohio, where he shared your message with those that he knows. And that's exactly what this is all about, folks, is making sure people are hearing that there are ways to help yourself. As an empowered individual, you can make choices on what goes in your mouth, what's in your home, because it's more than just food, it's environment as well. And as you heard with both of these gentlemen, Pat Boone and Danny Glover, they were already doing supplements. But it's when they found Dr. Wallach's approach that they really started reaping the benefits and feeling the benefits of what supplementation can really do. Now, Doc, let's talk a little bit what makes the longevity product line different than just taking a supplement here, supplement there.
Okay.
Cofactors, fractionation, fractionated nutrition. Tell us, what is fractionated nutrition to start?
Okay, fractionated nutrition is the typical medical approach. Oh, you have sniffles, this is wintertime, take some vitamin C. Okay. Oh, you're having trouble seeing at night, take some vitamin A. And this is a very, very poor approach, because if you're deficient in one nutrient, the odds are you're deficient in many more. And so it's one of those things where, you can do a hair analysis and look at your mineral levels in your body. You can find out what people are eating and get some kind of grasp on what vitamins and minerals are getting from their diet. And, are you taking supplements? No, I just take vitamin C. My doctor said I could just take some vitamin C. Well, vitamin C doesn't help you absorb minerals, okay, from your intestine. Like vitamin D on your skin. Okay, you need vitamin D. Okay, so I take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. We have a wonderful vitamin D3. But that's just one of the nutrients that I take. I take more than 90 essential nutrients. Okay, that's my basic. I take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack twice a day. But then I take, if you look at my table in the kitchen where I sit, nobody can sit at my table because I cover the table with over 50 different nutrients, 50 different of our products. And I take 2 or 3 of those twice a day, each one of them. Okay. And that's why I'm 85 years old and I look like I'm in my 50s. My activity level blows everybody's mind. Well, how do you do that, Wallach? Well, I'm taking the 90 essential nutrients plus. Okay. And so I don't have time to go outside for a half hour every day to sit in the sun. I do that maybe once a week or something like that. And during the summertime, during the wintertime, maybe twice a week, I'll sit out in the sun if I can get there. But I take my vitamin D3. So I'm kind of hedging my bet. Okay. And same way with vitamin C. I have an orange for breakfast every morning. I drink orange juice, but I still take my vitamin C as part of my 90 essential nutrients. Okay. And so have I been sick over the past 75 years? No, because I've been taking all these nutrients.
Okay, so fractionation, Dr. Wallach, would just be taking 1 or 2. And you had mentioned, the doctor may just recommend this or that, which, you had mentioned of a nutrient, which more and more doctors are, but so many are still sending them to chemicals to mask symptoms. Well, if you're not taking the full 90 essential nutrients, then you're going to have more symptoms because you're not addressing the body as a whole. Is that correct?
That is correct. You need the 90 essential nutrients. Then extra, if you come to us with a problem, you're going to take the 90 essential nutrients. Plus, for instance, like let's say you have a thyroid problem.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor's going to take your thyroid out, large thyroid. Well, before you do that, you get on our 90 essential nutrients, get off all the bad foods, and then you take, what is it? The Ocean's Gold. You take our Ocean's Gold, take 2 or 3 of those 3 times a day, and take our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets in addition to everything else. Take 3 of those twice a day, and watch what happens in a week or 2. Also, you can throw in the I-26, and that's why I like the combination of the Wallach Revolution book and the flip chart. I mean, the flip chart even has, I think it's page 32, the pictures of comparing the skulls, 2 skulls, one with normal skull.
Yeah, so you have the picture that shares what it looks
page
like.
32. Yeah, it's page 32.
Osteoporosis.
There you go. Okay. So on the left-hand part of the screen, it's a normal skull, 1/4 inch thick. On the right-hand part of the screen, it's 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. And it squeezes the 12 tunnels on each side of the skull that the 12 pairs of cranial nerves go through. And then it also squeezes the tunnel the spinal cord goes through. And you wind up with about 50 different diseases. They're going to all these different doctors all over the place. They want to do surgery and they want to put you on 15 different drugs and this and the other because you have all these diseases and they're telling you it's genetic. No, it's just you have osteoporosis of the skull. And then you go to page 7. I don't know which it is. Okay, in the book. It's all in your head. Page 7. It shows a brain. Okay, and it has all the nerves coming out of the brain. Okay, and it tells you what organs.
So Roman numeral number 7 is the prologue. And then page number 7 is talking about trigeminal neuralgia. So are you wanting the next page after this one that shows the 12 cranial nerves, Doc?
That's the one I want.
I got it. I got you.
Okay. Yeah. And so you see the brain, you see the on one side of the brain, you're looking at the 12 pairs of cranial, the one set of 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and it tells you where those cranial nerves are going, what organs are being influenced by what's going on in that nerve. Now, if those nerves are being squeezed by osteoporosis of the skull or anything else, you can have anything from ringing in the ears, balance problems, you're going blind, you have terrible pain in your feet, and the doctors want to amputate your feet, and it's really happening up here in the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve, all the way down to your toes. Okay. And then your left hand, work your little finger there. There you go. It shows you there's 12 chapters, one for each cranial nerve. Well, okay. It tells you what diseases you're going to get when that nerve gets squeezed by osteoporosis of the skull. And it tells you what nutrients you need to add to the 90 essential nutrients. What you need to add to the 90 essential nutrients, not just take by itself, but you take the nutrients. It tells you at that chapter which of those nutrients, I call them the secret sauces, go with the 90 essential nutrients for that particular disease. Okay.
All right. Well, Dr. Wallach, what about cofactors?
Okay. Well, cofactors are very, since you can take all the calcium in the world you want, but if you're not taking vitamin D, you're not going to absorb it.
Mm. So you mentioned vitamin D quite a bit. Some people, they do blood work and the doctor says, oh, you have to stop taking vitamin D or you have to stop taking calcium.
Well, the phone book is full of doctors.
The what?
The phone book is full of doctors. Get another opinion.
Okay. So these are 90 essential nutrients that the body needs. And if there's too much of one or the other, it relates to not having the cofactors that the body can actually utilize those macronutrients, right?
That's correct.
So that's why you have 90.
You need the cofactors. And you need, just for instance, like your car. You can have your tank full of gasoline, but if you don't have antifreeze in your radiator, okay, and you don't have windshield wiper fluid, and you don't have brake fluid, and you don't have transmission fluid, your car's not going to last very long, even though you have good gasoline in your tank. Okay. And so the same thing is true with human beings. We need all these nutrients to deal with all of these tissues and organs and chemistries that are going on. And doctor, well, it's just too much for them. Okay. And so this is one of the issues I have with doctors and AI, artificial intelligence. Okay. Artificial intelligence has been around for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. And, when you have an automatic light that turns on at night for security, that's artificial intelligence. You didn't turn that light on. There was a switch that did that. What about if the house is getting too hot? You got a grandma in there and a bunch of babies. And then, of course, you have
you got programmed electronics. Yeah.
Yeah. The electronics or an AI, flip on the cooler and cool the house down so the kids don't have a stroke or something like that because there's too much heat in the house. When you go to a doctor and you say, really, I'm having a headache, but you got diabetes, you got high blood pressure, you got arthritis, you got liver problems, you got kidney problems, and you say, I have a headache, they'll give you some aspirin and kick you out the door. I'll give you an appointment for a month from now, see how this does. Okay, that's where AI is. I may have you take go to one of these labs and sit there and have them put a buzzer on your head or something like that. That's not going to help you with diabetes.
Do a lot of test things, but yeah, they're going even harsher than aspirin, Dr. Wallach. But the nice thing about it, and this is something I experienced, is when I started putting the 90 essential nutrients into my body, those migraines, daily migraines that I had been experiencing since I was 8 years old, diminished to nothing. And I did try taking some of their medications and it made me sicker than a dog. I was throwing it up. Is my body, that's not what my body needed or wanted. But you put the nutrients in, Doc, it's amazing what the body can do.
Yep.
Well, Dr. Wallach, I know that we have people that have some questions, so I want to make sure that we get to the questions that are coming in, as this is why this program is here, folks. Daily with Doc. We're here to make sure that you are getting the answers you need so that you also can have the best health journey possible. Now, this program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor is it meant, or the products meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. But folks, our bodies were divinely created. They're created using minerals, vitamins. We have to maintain the intake of them in order for us to be able to maintain this temple that we've been given. So take note. Dr. Joe Wallach has been doing this for many, many years. He didn't find the nutrients that he was happy with, so he put together a team and formulated the nutrients that included the 90 essential nutrients that he had found were, when there was something missing, there was disease that was occurring. And that is from autopsies in over 452 different species, including humans, and pushing 30,000 different autopsies that he's either been hands-on part of or have reviewed for the sake of humanity. So Dr. Wallach, I thank you for connecting the dots and putting this program together. Now, the first question that we have has to do with wanting, there's this common, I don't know, teaching, for lack of a better word. It has to do with osteoarthritis, and that tomatoes and lycopene exacerbate the effects and symptoms of osteoarthritis. What would be your thoughts on that?
Well, somebody's given some misinformation. Okay. You're talking about tomatoes?
Tomatoes, and then lycopene is found in tomatoes.
Yeah. But you have to appreciate that if you're missing minerals, you're missing vitamin D3, and you're missing certain proteins and things. For instance, you need the 90 essential nutrients. Then you need the glucogel to rebuild the cartilage and ligaments. You also need the glucogel to build the bone matrix. You need to have this connective tissue matrix that the minerals get on to make bone. You just can't have minerals, because the minerals, they have to attach to something. Okay. And so it's very, very important to take something complete. That's why we have the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. We have the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. We have the glucogel, which I'm the guy who invented glucogel. It takes the place of the old bone broth. Bone broth was around for thousands, literally thousands of years. And people would drink the bone broth in the morning that simmered the bones at night in vinegar and extract all the minerals from the bones, from the beef and the lambs and goats, whatever it is they're eating, rabbits, turtles, and fish, and so forth. And they'd drink that in the morning. But long about, I don't know, 75, 80 years ago, people were tired of stinking up the house by cooking all these bones at night. And they just didn't have the time to mess with it, to take a half hour to, clean it up and all this, that, and the other in the morning. And so when we came out, we actually made the glucogel for Theo Ratliff, the basketball player. He lost his job as a professional basketball player because he had bone-to-bone arthritis in his hips and his knees. They wanted to amputate his knees and hips and put in artificial joints. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll be a trainer, but I'm not going to, I have to give up my job, I guess. So to make a long story short, when his teammates brought him to me, and we got him on the Healthy Start Pack, which was our first big product. Our Healthy Start Pack was kind of our precedent to the 90 essential nutrients, but it didn't have the bone broth in it. So I came up with the glucogel to add to the Healthy Start Pack, and the Healthy Start Pack and the glucogel became the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. Gave it to Theo. There you go, glucogel. Then, in addition to that, we got him on the, let's see here, vitamin D3.
The rebound.
And the rebound, we actually made rebound for him. Okay. That's for the energy, so he could play the whole game. Okay. 30 of these sticks in a box. He's a big guy, so just I take 2 of these a day, one at breakfast, one before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so did he. And so the rebound and has vitamins and minerals in there as well. After 3 months, he got his position back. And after 9 years, he made what? 127, 134, whatever it is, $134 million.
A lot.
Yeah, it was a gob. Somewhere between 125 million and 134 million dollars in contracts. Now, who comes back from bone-to-bone arthritis in his hips and his knees and makes $130 million in contracts and plays for 9 more years?
Well, anybody can now, Doc, as long as they find your nutrition and keep their bodies healthy and functioning and doing what they were designed to do. So the more we work our bodies, the more we need, right?
That's correct. This is the nice thing about this is why we started the company. Okay. The company was very, very important because I can only lecture so many places at one time. So we decided we were going to start a company that included as many people as we could to get the message out there to as many places as we could. So we came up with a healthy bone and joint pack. We had the healthy brain and heart pack. We had the glucogel. We have just about everything you can think of in those. And then, of course, we have a total of what, 90 products?
Oh, within longevity?
No, we have more than that in longevity, but
I was going to say, more than that. There's the flagship products, Dr. Wallach, that you have been using for decades. And then longevity has found the value in other products. And instead of them recreating the wheel because they met a need, they then included them under the umbrella of a longevity brand and bringing these other nutrients. And in some cases, they were competitors that they were able to acquire and bring within their umbrella, so that we're working together, making sure that these quality nutrients are getting out to individuals and helping meet the needs of individuals, because it's not a one size fit all, is it, Doc?
Nope. And of course, most people never get one disease. If you have some serious disease, the odds are you got 3 or 5 or 8 or 10 or 20 of them. And the mistake doctors make is if people come in and they say, oh God, I got so much pain in my knees, and they give you cortisone, and in a couple of days that pain will go away, but it didn't deal with all the other diseases and really didn't deal with the knee problems. It just dealt with the discomfort of the knee problems. It didn't deal with the basic cause.
That's right. So we're looking at giving the body what it needs so that we're addressing those underlying causes, and then the body does the rest. As long as we're making sure that we're avoiding the bad things that are causing inflammation in our body, that are causing plaque within the arteries. And folks, it's not cholesterol, at least not when you're eating right. And things that are hindering our digestive system from being able to absorb. You can find the good foods, bad foods list on the back of the metabolic syndrome, which is another one of Dr. Wallach's books. You can also find it on our website, dailywithdoc.com, right there in the menu, Dr. Wallach's good foods, bad foods list. And really take to heart, you've got the bad foods, but we also include those good foods to focus on. So as long as you're focusing on the good foods and you're not putting anything else in the cart, then you're already staying away from the bad foods, right?
That's
but
correct.
Definitely you want to be aware of those bad foods, especially wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Dr. Wallach, why are they on your bad foods list?
I'm sorry, what?
Wheat, Wheat,
Oh.
barley, rye, and oats. Why are they
Wheat,
on
barley,
your
rye, and
diet?
oats, they have gluten in them. And gluten actually destroys those villi in your intestine. Your intestine looks like a shag rug, has all those villi, a lot of surface area. Well, the gluten makes those villi go away. So instead of looking like a shag rug, the lining of your intestines look like a plastic tube. You've lost 95% of your absorptive surface. And this is one of the big, big, big mistakes that doctors made. For thousands of years, they say, oh, go eat more whole grains. They're good for you. And they were killing people by the thousands by suggesting to them that they eat wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And so,
But it's Dr. Wallach, I don't think that they really realized the effects that gluten had.
they didn't. They had no earthly idea.
And so I don't want to demonize doctors for recommending things.
Well, you would
It's
think.
just not
Wait
been
a minute.
taught.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But if all of your patients are dying after 6 months on your prescription diet, you need to sit down and think a little bit. Okay, for instance, it only took me 3 days to figure out what was causing the liver cancer in every species of bears around the world in the zoos. The only animals in the zoos all over the world that were getting liver cancer were bears. No other animals, no other species in the zoos were getting liver cancer, only the bears. Well, that's a big clue. Okay, so what was it that all the bears and all the big zoos eating? The only thing that was universal amongst all the bears, all species of bears and all the big zoos in the world was peanuts. They were selling them at the gate so they could get money to run the zoo, and people would throw the peanuts to the bears would get up and eat them. Well, it turns out the peanuts grow in soil best where there's a fungus in the soil. It produces a product, okay, a byproduct that produces liver cancer. Now, do monkeys, that may eat a couple of handfuls of peanuts once a month or something like that. But bears are eating them 10 hours a day. Yeah, 7 days a week. Okay. And that's what all the bears in the world, and this is published in the International Zoo Yearbook. I'm known about this all over the world. I'm the guy, you don't hear about liver cancer in bears anymore. Now, here's the connection. Here's the most important connection. One of the things that people suffered from when they would go drink beer every Friday night when they get a paycheck in the bars, the bartenders would give them free peanuts. Come to my bar, I'll give you free peanuts. They're giving them free peanuts, and all these beer drinkers are getting liver cancer. And the doctors were blaming the alcohol in the beer as causing liver cancer. No, it was the substances that were being produced by the fungus, okay, in the peanuts that they were feeding the beer drinkers. Now, as soon as the beer drinkers stopped drinking beer, or they stopped eating peanuts, they could drink your beer and not eat peanuts. They wouldn't get liver cancer.
Well, their bodies were able to then not have to fight off those toxins that were attacking. So on that topic, Dr. Wallach, Olga has a question. So she has a friend that has brain cancer, stage 4. Doctor says that there's nothing more to do for her. What would you recommend from the liquid formulas to help support with nutrition for her?
Well, I'd make sure she's on the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, 1 full dose per 100 pounds of body weight. She weighs 135 pounds. That's 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. A full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time. Also, it's one of those things where you need to stay away from all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown rye oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet one's got to go. And then it's kind of a toss-up after that. What would you do that helps repair the brain, the white matter of the brain? Now, I want more details of what they found, okay, is going on with the brain. Is the white matter of the brain going away and they're calling it a cancer of the brain because the white matter is going away? Then I would also throw in the what?
The I-26.
I-26, you bet, the I-26, okay? Because it'll rebuild the myelin in the brain and spinal cord and the big nerves like the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve. It's one of those things where we need a little bit more information but it could be just Alzheimer's disease. It could be Parkinson's disease, and they're saying he's got brain cancer because they didn't know what to do for it.
Interesting. All right. Well, let's go to a more positive, happy thought, Dr. Wallach. And Yvonne is reporting that in our clinic, I suggest reading materials. Our latest client testimonial says on top of the nutrition, he read Let's Play Doctor, which is one of your books. And he's excited about the new understanding and his restored health, Dr. Wallach. So another book that you have written of the 25 that are available to us from Wellness Publications. Folks, you can give Wellness Publications a call at 800-755-4656 and order your copies of Dr. Wallach's books. My favorite is Epigenetics, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor. Of course, I'm a little partial to the flip chart and the metabolic syndrome.
Dead doctors don't lie.
Well, yeah, I like Dead Doctors Don't Lie. But there's something in every single one of them, Doc, that I absolutely, appreciate. That's for sure. So we've got another question. And let's go to the hand that is up. Let's get that in before I go to some more of these ones that are being written into the chat. So, so we've got a Samsung user.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hey, it's Gloria.
Yes. Hi, Gloria.
Hey, I have a question for Dr. Wallach, and I have someone here with me who her husband had a stroke and he has aphasia because of that stroke. And we're needing to know what Dr. Wallach recommends for that.
Doc, you got muted somehow. Can you go ahead and unmute, please? You see on the screen?
Okay. Now, is that better?
There you go.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Dr. Wallach, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I have someone who's had a stroke, as a result developed aphasia, and we're wanting to know what you recommend for that, for the stroke.
Okay, now aphasia. Now aphasia. Is he losing sensation in his hands? Is he dizzy? I mean, what's going on with him?
No. The speech. He loses train of thought in his speech.
I'm missing something about his feet.
He loses train of thought in his speech.
In his speech when he speaks, Dr. Wallach.
He loses his something.
Okay. He loses his train of thought when he is speaking, when he's talking.
Oh, okay. So he needs to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown rye oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet one's got to go. He needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of breakfast and dinner. He needs the I-26. He needs 3 doses a day. The I-26, either the chewables, the capsules, or the powder. 3 doses a day of the I-26. It'll help rebuild the myelin, the white matter of the brain and spinal cord, and also the 10th cranial nerve that causes numbness and all that kind of stuff down all the way to the toes. And let's see here.
About Synaptiv, Doc?
Okay, Synaptiv would be good. You can throw in Synaptiv, take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. Synaptiv, I take 2 of those twice a day, the Synaptiv. All right, that'll work. And don't forget the Rebound. You'd have 2 of those a day, 1 with breakfast, 1 before 3 o'clock. Because if you take this after 3 o'clock, the odds are you'll stay up all night. Okay, because it gives you so much energy. This was made for Theo Ratliff. This was actually made for the basketball player Theo Ratliff because he was complaining about not being able to play an entire game. He was just wore out. Okay,
Doc.
Mm-hmm.
When we're thinking about underlying causes that would cause stroke, what are some of the main things that you have found to be a cause of a stroke? Is it food that we're eating?
Okay, it's food that you're not eating.
Okay.
And, you could have food that you're eating, but you need in your 90 essential nutrients, you need the EFAs, essential fatty acids. They prevent abnormal blood clots. And you also need the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets.
That's right.
I take 3 of those twice a day. Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. They prevent blood clots. They prevent strokes. They make your kidneys happy. They make your brain happy, your heart happy. And so it's one of those things where when you have insufficient blood supply to the heart, to the brain, to the kidneys, the lungs, you start getting strokes. Well, that's why we came out with the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. And it just does wonders. Can add many healthy years to your life by preventing and reducing your risk of blood clots and strokes of any kind.
All right. Thank you so much for that explanation, Doc.
Thank you,
Gloria, did you have
Dr.
another question?
That's it. We appreciate it.
Okay, God bless.
All right, you
All
too,
right.
dear. Uh-huh.
Thank you
So-
so much, Gloria. And now, Dr. Wallach, we've got a question coming in. And I've got a fly. Can you get rid of flies? What's the best recommendation to get rid of a fly? Where did that question go? So it says lectins are problematic, or wanting to know, are lectins problematic to the body? So what is a lectin, Doc? So it's, I think we're gonna ask that question in a different format after we get a little bit of more information. And Dr. Wallach, I have an individual who is experiencing lots of neck pain. And in the neck pain, she also, when the neck pain is the worst, she has very little feeling in her fingers. So this woman is 72 years old. She is 102 pounds at 5'3", and she's wanting to know, what can I do for the neck pain, and why are my fingers going numb?
Okay, she's got osteoporosis of the skull. Okay, so you need to get her on that book. It's All in Your Head. Okay, and so yeah, there you go. And again, that picture of the skull, and also the next page shows the brain and all the cranial nerves going to the various parts of the body. What problems
we
you
showed
have?
that.
Yep. And then so you need to get on the 90 essential nutrients, get the glucogel, get on the rebound, and those things are just simple nutritional deficiencies. Medical doctors were never trained in, repeat that, medical doctors are not trained in this. Oh, you have numbness in your hands? I'll give you some drugs for that. Their goal is to make you feel good. Their goal is to make you feel good in a couple hours. Oh my gosh, this guy's an angel. He gave me that drug, and in 3 hours' time, I was suffering for weeks. In 3 hours' time, it went away. It didn't go away, it's just relieving the pain.
Well, and how about relieving inflammation, Dr. Wallach? Would MSM Ultra help to reduce inflammation and support connective tissue?
Yeah, MSM Ultra, also Pro, what is it? Pro
Joint.
Pro Joint.
Pro Joint FX.
Pro Joint FX. Vitamin D3 or vitamin D3. I take 3 of those twice a day, or vitamin D3, because I don't have time to go sit out in the sun for a half hour every day. Okay. And so it's that's why I'm getting my vitamin D3. I take that. Longevity has a wonderful vitamin D3. And it's one of those things where the nutrients all have a purpose. This is why when people came from the land flowing with milk and honey, and they lived to be 120, 200, 300, there were no medical doctors there. Just today, in Pakistan, which is where the longest lived people in the world are now, Pakistan, the Hunzas in the Himalayan mountains, their average life expectancy in their tribal areas in Hunza in the Himalayan mountains is 122 years. May live to be 130, 140, 150. There's not one single medical doctor in any of those villages.
So they're using food as nutrition or food as medicine instead of chemicals as medicine, and avoiding having to look at going elsewhere.
Well, see, let me interrupt here. They don't know what's going on. Even the villagers don't know what's going on. It's the
glacial waters that are
glacial
flooding
being
their
grinding up at the top of the mountains, coming down in the water on the streams on the side of the mountain. It looks like milk. It's from a half a mile away. You can say, "Oh, look at that milk coming down the side of the mountain." Well, some glacial milk has 3 minerals in it. That won't do you much good. Some glacial milk has 10 minerals. Some glacial milk has 25. Some has 50. That's getting there. Some has 75. When you have 75 of the minerals in the glacial milk, 75, 85, 95, 105, this is where you're going to get the best results. You can't guarantee it because until you know what minerals are in that glacial milk.
Right. That's right. Well, Dr. Wallach, we have one hand up. We are at the top of the hour. Do you have time for one more question?
Let's go for one question.
All right. AJ, what question do you have for Dr. Wallach?
Dr. Wallach, I think that everybody should have a copy of the book, Let's Play Doctor. I know all the other books are important too, but I think that people need to educate themselves. So my question to you is, if people order the book Let's Play Doctor today by calling the phone number, and
1-800-755-4656, 1-800-755-4656.
Will you sign their book?
Oh yeah, I sign them every day.
Okay, so
they
that's
have to ask. They just have to ask for me to sign the book.
Okay, so they call in, get a copy of Let's Play Doctor, and you'll sign it.
Yeah, but you have to ask me because I have so many books going out of here, hundreds of books a day going out. Of different, I got 25 different books, and so if I'm not going to sit there and sign them all, but if somebody wants me to sign it, I will sign it. But they have to let us know they want that book signed.
All right. Well, that's get your pen ready, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, AJ, for bringing some light on that. That yes, Dr. Wallach's books do have the capability of being signed. So you want to make sure that you get a hold of Wellness Publications at 800-755-4656 and request your copies of Dr. Wallach's publications today. Well, we are at the top of the hour, and we have a really smart audience, Dr. Wallach. And yes, as my co-hosts come on, because we had some lectin information, which lectin is also known as an anti-nutrient, is a type of protein that binds to certain carbohydrates. About every organism in the world, from plants to animals with microbes, contain lectins. Oh. Lectins are plants' defenses, like gluten, and they are commonly found in nuts, seeds, and reduce absorption and often cause digestive issues.
Very good.
So if it's something that causes digestive issues, Dr. Wallach, I think I would stay away from them.
Yeah, stay away from lectins. Now, we do have a one of these books.
Brochure.
Educational brochure. Yeah, educational brochure. Yeah, it covers most of my books. There you go. Tells you what's in them, gives you a price, and tells you how much you'll get a nice discount if you order 10 or more of each, of each title. So what you want to do is get together with your group. Say, let's order 10 of them. We'll get a nice discount. And if you want them signed, you have to let us know in writing, like or online. Don't just call them and say, hey, please sign these books, because there's so many things going on. So be sure that you get it in writing.
So, Doc, if they're calling in their orders, how are they going to get it to them in writing? Because the order's being taken over the phone. I think that's going to
be taken over the phone. Then tell them that you want it signed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Dr. Wallach, thank you so much for being here with us on Daily with Doc. We will see you again tomorrow as we bring more empowering individual more information to empower each of you as individuals to be more of your own health authority and knowing what is causing the poor health conditions, and most importantly, solutions that you yourself can do to stop the poor health conditions from continuing. And, when you give the body what it needs, cells are continually creating. So garbage in is going to give garbage cells. Good stuff in is going to get great cells. And you get better and better with every minute. So thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. We will see you tomorrow. We appreciate you and all that you do. We also want to say thank you to our team, as we have AJ, who is the director of our marketing, digital marketing. Thank you so much, AJ, as he's helping to get this out onto all the different platforms where people are listening and watching. So if you're out there on one of the live streams or watching a replay, let us know that you're there and share this program with somebody else so they too can feel the benefits of what it takes to give the body what it needs. We have Marilyn, who is live with us, and she is putting information into the chat as Dr. Wallach is giving information and recommendations. She's putting that in text so that you can take a screenshot or copy it, take a picture of it with your phone, and then be able to save that and take that to your health coach. As a reminder, we are a resource for an amazing community. So if somebody specifically invited you, you want to make sure that you get back with them. And if there is no one to thank, you may give us a call at 855-949-3377. Again, that's 855-949-3377. We have Phyllis, who is here with us, helping to keep an eye on all the different platforms. Bees, really? No, those are flies, AJ. But thank you so much, Phyllis. As Phyllis and her husband are one of the original people that got Dr. Wallach on the radio, which is how I heard about Dr. Wallach. I'm just excited to be able to have her, as she has been doing this for decades, continues to keep the health of others in her heart, and sharing this information that Dr. Wallach has put together and helping us here on the Daily with Doc program as well. So thank you so much, Phyllis, to you and Andy. I love you, Andy. And we have Ruth Ellen, who is our executive production manager, keeping us all organized and putting what you see out on the stream is because of what she's done with the graphics and bring everything together and then making it into a final production that's being pushed out to all those different platforms. So thank you so much, Ruth Ellen, for taking that on. Life is a learning expansion. I love the fact that my team continue to want to learn. So thank you, Ruth Ellen. And we have Albert down in South Africa, let people in, keeping an eye on things for us. So thank you so much, Albert, for all that you do and showing up and being consistent, even when it's bedtime. And we have Sherry, who's part of our technical crew and helping to get the stream pushed out to the different locations. Thank you so much, Sherry. Keep an eye on things as well, bringing questions in as they come in. And folks, did I get everybody? I think I got everybody on that's on today. Folks, there are a lot of people hurting in this world. There's no way that the number of individuals that have found the value in Longevity's products to then make the decision to become an independent distributor and share the message with others, there's absolutely no way that the number that we have right now will reach the world. There's plenty of room at the table for you. And if you have skills that you think would be valuable in helping to make a message bigger, better, get around the world faster, you definitely want to make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program with you and say, hey, I want to use my skills to expand the message and help others. And in return, Longevity will give you a thank you check for your efforts and the people that are helped from those. If there's no one to thank, give us a call at 855-949-3377 and let our team know that you want to be part of the solution as well. We are a team of a lot of certified holistic health coaches. Not only do we find the value in Dr. Wallach's message, but we've gone to the Institute of Holistic Health, taken their certified holistic health coach course. It goes into, yes, the 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, learning the solutions, but it goes even beyond that. Because folks, if we have a sick mindset, a mindset that we're never going to get better, the body's aiming to please. We got to raise our vibration. We got to change our mindset. We got to look at the big picture. And that's something else that the Institute of Holistic Health teaches us to do. So go to www.coachwithdoc.com, coachwithdoc.com. Get more information about that Certified Holistic Health Coach course. And if you'd like to save 50%, make sure you give us a call, 855-949-3377. And our Certified Holistic Health Coaches have a special code that you can use in order to get 50% off the course. Knowledge is everything, folks. Once we've got it, they can't take it away from us. And if we've got it, we can implement it and implement change that this world is desperately needing. So until next time, my name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, one more thing. If you are in the Newark area or would like to plug into the Zoom that is going to be happening November 2nd from 1 to 6, not only are we going to be talking about health, but we're going to be having a full business seminar that also introduces an income stream option, or is it multiple income stream options, and what you can do to become a business owner yourself, or to make the business you already have bigger, better, faster, stronger, with tools and techniques to help you. And just come and learn with us. Go to or send in questions or information. Is it info@nutrientshelp.com, AJ? Is that where you want people to go?
Sure.
Yes. So info@nutrientshelp.com to get more information about this business and health seminar going on in Newark, New Jersey. If you're in the area and you want to attend live, that's fantastic. Let's fill the room. I'm going to be there. Ruth Ellen Sanchez, Executive Production Manager, is going to be there. We're going to have pharmacist Ben speaking to us as well, including other professionals in the business network to help you create a solid business that has the ability to thrive even more than it already is, or get going on the right foot. Have a fabulous day, everybody, and thank you for taking this time to join us here on Daily with Doc and Becca. Go to our website, dailywithdoc.com. Again, you've got the good foods, bad foods list. I'm keeping it Ruth Ellen on her toes. You also have replays of our previous episodes, more information if you like to read articles. We've got articles there that you can read that help support your knowledge and knowing the value of nutrition and what you can do to help yourself. And there's also a store for those who are not referred by somebody and are not already working with somebody. We want to make sure you get back with them. They have a special way of ordering that then helps them support their families. So we're all about maintaining that integrity, folks. So get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there's no one to thank, our team is here for you as well. Until next time, bye for now.
Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal